Today I've got a Chicago Electric 9 amp reciprocating saw for you. And when I went to buy one of these, I looked around at other brands first. I checked out Makita and DeWalt, and they were at least twice the price. They did offer higher amp ratings, so they'd be around like 12 amp where this is 9, and that made me wonder if this was going to be enough power or not. And I was kind of apprehensive at first, but I couldn't find the one I wanted in stock. It would have had to been special ordered. And so I went to Harbor Freight and I got this for like $44. You know, the Harbor Freight, everything's always on sale, so giving a definitive price is kind of hard because of the different sales that they'll have. And I was worried at first because I was going to be cutting through stainless steel exhaust pipe, and I didn't know if it was going to be enough power or not, or if it would cause it to bog down. But just like every other reciprocating saw I've ever used, it didn't bog down at all, and the teeth of the saw blade got ripped off way before the saw ever slowed down. So it was a sound buy. I think it has plenty of power. It's the largest model that Harbor Freight sells. Now there's a couple features on this saw that I really like, and one of them is this power indicator light. It's right there, and it turns orange when you've got power to the saw. It makes sense, right? Well, that's nice because if you forgot to turn on your extension cord, you'd know right away and you could go plug it in. Another feature that I really like is this quick release blade chuck right there. So you just turn it, and that releases the blade. And like most reciprocating saws, you can just flip the blade over if you want. If you're cutting something overhead like exhaust or pipes in a basement or something, it's handy to be able to flip it upside down sometimes. Now when I got this, it came with an Allen wrench, and it's for this. You can loosen those two Allen head bolts there, and you can move the guide shoe forward or back. Now I imagine once you've got it set, you'll probably never have to adjust it again. I've never had to adjust one before. Now there's a couple of features I also don't like, and the most glaring one is right here. It's a trigger lock, so you pull the trigger down and it locks it in place so the saw is on. Well, that's great and all, except when I let off a trigger on a saw like this, there's a reason, and I want that saw to shut off. If I have to catch something, or if the saw is vibrating the piece too much or something, there's a reason I let off that trigger. Well, with this, it's very easily to accidentally activate it, and so that I see it as a safety hazard, and I'm thinking about actually taking it out. There's another thing here that I noticed right off the bat, and it's this trim ring, and I'm pretty sure it's just for looks. It has nothing to do with the integrity or strength of the saw body whatsoever, but it flexes and it can move around quite easily, and it doesn't scream high quality to me. It doesn't affect the use of the saw at all, but it just seems cheap, I mean, it's just for looks. It doesn't affect function, but I don't like that. Another thing I noticed the other day is that this rubber grip is also not attached all that well. Again, it doesn't affect function. It works just fine, but it just doesn't scream quality, But overall, I'm really happy with this saw. The first thing I did was cut some stainless steel pipe, and if you guys have ever done that before, stainless steel is extremely hard, and I was worried it was going to bog down. Didn't bog down whatsoever. Had plenty of power, never got hot. It worked fantastic. And then yesterday I used this thing to cut like 50 or 60 2x12s, and same thing, never got hot, never bogged down whatsoever. So I think 9 amp is actually plenty. There's no reason to spend twice the money on a DeWalt or something that has a few more amps if you don't need it. I would kind of recommend, if you're going to buy a reciprocating saw from Harbor Freight, not to get the cheapest one, because you don't want to buy an underpowered tool and then find out it's not going to work for you, and then have to go back and buy the more expensive one that you probably should have got in the first place. So that's something to look out for. I mean, it's just like $18 more than the cheapest one they've got, and for $18 more, it's probably worth it to get the larger one. Now, Harbor Freight offers extended warranties. I'm sure they've offered it to you before if you've been in their store. But like all their power tools, it came with a 90-day warranty. That's just fine for me. I don't see this thing burning up anytime soon. And I think it's a great product, actually, and I don't think it's ever really going to break. I don't see myself wearing this thing out. So, you know, I can actually recommend this product. I like it. It was worth the 40 some odd dollars I spent on it. And after having one, I just can't see spending twice the money on a Makita or a DeWalt unless I was a contractor and I was going to use it every day. So, if you like this video, please feel free to hit like and feel free to subscribe. Thank you.